Thank you so much.
And my question goes towards, in any of your creations, you have any inspiration of your Colombian background?
Oh, very much so, and I think I speak about it at length in my first book, The Little Black Book, and how I really was inspired by all the women in Colombia and the women that raised me and the women I was around with, because they were so really proud of their femininity and so proud of their look and how they put themselves together. It wasn't even an issue of money, it was just the femininity. The culture is so much about femininity and that kind of beauty. So, yeah. Yeah.
I'm just wondering, when you're doing a sort of spring cleaning of your closet and going through pieces, how do you sort of make the judgment call of, when, you kind of stick at something but you might return to it, or something's just done and you're going to get rid of it?
Well, if I haven't worn it for 2 or 3 seasons, I think you have to just get rid of it. Or if it doesn't fit, that's a big indicator. It's just not your size. You haven't lost the weight. Just get it. I've been there. I know. Yeah.
I am just looking through your book. I kept thinking of like Audrey Hepburn, somebody who kind of dressed timeless and solid and things that you could interchange. Are there people or celebrities? I mean, obviously you're your own fashion icon, but are there any others that you were kind of thinking of?
She looked amazing at 25. She still looks amazing, and she still looks so chic. Jennifer Lopez, who's really been very, not a size 2, but she's just loves fashion and knows how to dress her body, even, and is proud to not be a size 2. So yeah, there's many. Yeah.
Do you see a difference between style and actually like a fashion trend? I mean, trends come in and out, but style is...
Right. Well, you said it yourself. Yes. Trends will come and go, but style remains. And I think, what's interesting, also looking back at, going back to your question of all those iconic women of style, what they had in common was that they really didn't follow the trends. They really made their own rules, and they really had their own personal style. It wasn't about following any trends. It wasn't about following any rules. It was about really, making their own. And my first book, that's the difference between my first book and my second book. The first book was really about encouraging to find inspiration elsewhere, be inspired, building confidence, finding what is your personal style. And then the second book is to really go shopping. Yes.
Can you talk about color? Can you talk about a little bit about color? Because these type of style clothes, you said you could last longer. Do you actually like to stick a neutral color, with these type of styles, or you like to pick with color?
And I especially like color for evenings. I think it's a really good way to stand out. You don't have to have, if you are going out for a big evening, you don't have to have the most expensive, the most, incredible jewelry. No, color really does the trick. And to wear color, it can make you stand out in a good way. Also in a bad way, be careful, but in a good way. Yeah.
I was wondering, a lot of the things you mentioned in this book, like the kind of classic pieces, the 100 pieces, seem to be created by older designers, or houses that have been around for a while. And I was wondering if you see any young designers that are kind of creating...
Pornography, you know it when you see it.
You know it when you see it. You know when you see it.
Even, and especially if the aesthetic is not one that is your preference.
Well, that's part of being an editor. I think you see a lot. You see a lot of shows. You go to a lot of cities. You meet a lot of designers, and from all really price ranges. That's part of what we do as being magazine editors. So, we see a lot. I'm not saying I'm the oracle and my taste is, the ultimate taste, but I see a lot of what's out there. And that gives me a very good judgment on what works. Yeah.
What advice would you give to aspiring fashion editors and journalists?
If you don't have a job in the industry yet, do you have one?
Yeah.
You do. Just to really stick with it. It's a tough business, like every business, but you have to have a lot of patience and drive, because it has to really be your passion, and if it is, then you stick with it and work really hard. Well, whatever she wants it to be. That depends. The message she wants to give. It all depends where you want to go with this man. Yeah.
I have two sort of follow-up questions on this one too, I guess. My first one is, does your husband like fashion?
No. He has no clue.
And then when she asked her question about being an editor and sort of the path to getting there, you had started to answer if you are not working in the industry, and I was curious as to what your advice is.
So if you're not working in the industry, I think this is one, an internship is a really great thing. I know, we hear a lot about the interns and fashion interns, but really, I mean, I started my career as an intern. And I remember being in school at FIT and being very confused about what I wanted to do. I knew I didn't have enough talent to be a designer, but I knew I had this incredible fashion, obsession. I knew there had to be a job for me. So an internship was really the internships really gave me an insight of how it works. It gave me some clarity of where I wanted to go. I think it's also a great way to start networking, and and if you're a very good intern, you will be noticed. So it's a good foot in the door. It's a great, I know sometimes it's interns for free. I was an intern for free. They didn't pay me, but it's worth it.
Aside from New York City, have you seen or noticed any like little hot pockets with fashion, like any others, like U.S. cities? Like,
Well, LA.
LA.
A lot of talent is coming out of LA, absolutely. I mean, and it's a very different style than New York, but we take notice, absolutely.
We have time for about 2 more questions.
What is your take on Chloe's new show, Stylista?
I haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it?
No. Yep. Sorry. Yeah.
I have another question, but it's not particularly related to this book, but I was curious. I know a lot of designers have been around for a while, like Marc Jacobs or even Proenza, and I was wondering if there's new talent that you see having as like kind of vastly expansive kind of vision as someone like Ralph or Donna or even Proenza. Like anyone you notice that you think?
Yes, I think, some of the ones that I think are very good are Philip Lim. I think he's great. Alexander Wang. Rodarte girls. They're extremely talented. There's a lot in America, and I think there will be a shift very soon, this younger generation, and hopefully we can support them, and it won't be just about, we spoke about the big brands and all that, but yes, there's a lot. There's definitely a lot.
Those are good examples. Thank you.
Yeah.
Will we sign some books?
Yeah.